So the purpose of this video is to document the rebuilding of my K-bike, my K1200RS BMW motorcycle. I bought this motorcycle in really bad shape. It had been abused, not maintained. The engine had a crack on the side of it. It threw a rod. It was completely destroyed. So I got it for a real good bargain, and I've been slowly working on it to get it going. So I decided to just make a little video or rather a series of videos on my process of rebuilding this bike. I don't think these bikes get enough credit. I think people steer away from them, find them too complicated, too technical. And so I'm doing this to show that anybody could do it, pretty much with hand tools. Sorry about the cracking, I'm near a gun range. Without any hand tools, it's a specific, specialized tools. And in pretty precarious conditions. I am working in my 5x10 storage that I have. I live in a condo, so I really don't have a garage to work on. This is where I do most of my work, and I've it's not my first rodeo. I've rebuilt a couple of bikes already. I'll put some pictures up of pretty much decrepit bikes that I acquired, destroyed bikes that I put back on the road. And that's my hobby. I really don't do this for a living. I do this more as a hobby than anything else. So yeah, without further ado, let's get into the video. I'll show you my advance, how much I've done so far, and where I'm getting at, and what I'm doing to get it done. Really, that's the whole purpose of the video. Just showing people out there that you could actually work on these bikes and get them running. And once they're running, they're pretty sweet running bikes, pretty reliable and fun. And I do all this because I like the fun. So I hope you stick with me and follow me through the process. Take care. So the first step on the setup is to put this on a dolly, put the engine on a dolly, so it makes things easier to move it around, push it around, etc. And then we put the bike on jack stands. This is a one-man operation, by the way. So the back is there waiting for the engine to come underneath, so we could set it all up. So now that it's more or less in its place, all I need to do is push in this screw through the motor mount into the frame. You gotta take the frame and wiggle it just a bit and see if it falls into place. Come on, baby. Alright, moving on to the motor mounts on the front. I found that it's much easier to set up all the screws and then tighten the whole thing up. The screws on the rear motor mounts are still loose. So before I continue, I probably should tell you about the fact that prior to removing the engine, I found the perfect position where the engine is going to be flat and the frame is going to fall perfectly on it. So when I took some pictures of it before I disassembled it, so I could set it up the same way when I was putting it back together, and it worked out pretty good. So when you're disassembling, make sure that you mock it up the same way when you're putting it back together. It's going to save you a lot of trouble. I already set up the front motor mount here, and I'm gonna move on to the other side, but pretty much all the screws fell into place. It was perfect. Alright, so let's set up the other motor mount. I was talking to myself because I forgot to put the camera to record, but anyway, I like to I like to leave all the screws when you're mounting these engines. Just leave all the screws loose. You know, once everything's set up, everything's mocked up perfectly, then you just come back in and tighten them up.